The following stories are composite narratives based on real scientific studies and patient experiences. Every year, over 800,000 Americans have a heart attack, and nearly half of them had no idea it was coming. James was 73 years old when his doctor looked at his test results and said something that changed his life. "Your arteries are aging faster than you are." James had no chest pain, no shortness of breath. He felt completely fine. But inside his body, his heart was fighting a battle he knew nothing about. Today, you're going to meet James, Barbara, and William, three seniors who discovered what was quietly happening to their hearts and what they did to turn it around. What they learned. Most people over 70 are never told. Stay with me. Here is what most people don't understand about the heart after 70. Your heart is a muscle, and like every muscle in your body, it changes as you age. After 70, three things happen inside your cardiovascular system. First, your arteries begin to stiffen. They lose their flexibility. Blood has to push harder to get through. Second, inflammation increases. Chronic, low-grade inflammation quietly damages blood vessel walls over time. Third, your heart muscle itself becomes less efficient. It takes more effort to pump the same amount of blood. Here is the critical thing. None of these changes cause pain. None of them have obvious symptoms in the early stages. This is why heart disease is called the silent killer. But here is what the research also shows. These changes are not inevitable. They can be slowed. In many cases, reversed. James discovered one way. Barbara discovered another. And William discovered the third. James is 73, retired police officer from Houston, Texas. 30 years on the force, tough, disciplined, never complained about anything. At 72, his doctor ordered a routine cardiovascular screening. The results showed his arterial stiffness score was dangerously high. His blood vessels were behaving like those of a man 20 years older. His doctor put him on blood pressure medication and told him to reduce salt. James went home frustrated. He had spent his whole career protecting others. Now his own body was failing him without any warning. That night, James started researching. He found study after study showing that certain foods directly cause arterial inflammation, and certain other foods actively reverse it. The biggest culprits? Ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, industrial seed oils. James looked at what he was eating every day. Packaged snacks, white bread, fast food 3 times a week, sodas. He made one decision. He would remove processed food from his diet completely and replace it with what researchers call the Mediterranean pattern of eating. Olive oil, fish, leafy greens, nuts, berries, whole grains. Not a diet, a permanent change. Within 8 weeks, his blood pressure dropped without changing his medication. Within 6 months, his arterial stiffness score had improved significantly. His doctor was so surprised he ordered a second test. James told his doctor, "You told me to reduce salt. Nobody told me what to actually eat." That one conversation changed everything. Barbara is 71, retired schoolteacher from Orlando, Florida. She spent 35 years in the classroom, patient, caring, dedicated. But after she retired, Barbara became a full-time worrier. She worried about her children, her grandchildren, her finances, her health, the news. Every morning she woke up anxious. Every evening she went to bed tense. At 70, Barbara had a mild cardiac event. Not a full heart attack, but a warning. Her cardiologist told her her heart was under significant stress. What Barbara didn't know was this: every time you feel stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones cause your heart rate to spike, your blood vessels to constrict, your blood pressure to rise. In short bursts, this is normal. The body recovers. But chronic stress, the kind Barbara was living with every day, keeps cortisol elevated around the clock. And elevated cortisol over months and years directly damages the lining of blood vessels. It promotes plaque buildup. It increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Barbara's cardiologist referred her to a cardiac rehabilitation program that included stress management. She learned one technique that changed everything: slow diaphragmatic breathing. 4 counts in, hold for 4, 6 counts out. 10 minutes every morning, 10 minutes every evening. Within 3 months, her resting heart rate dropped by 11 beats per minute. Within 6 months, her cortisol levels had normalized. Her blood pressure was stable without increasing her medication. Her cardiologist told her, "Whatever you are doing, keep doing it." Barbara told her daughter, "I spent 35 years teaching children to breathe through hard moments. I never once applied it to myself." William is 76, retired farmer from Columbus, Ohio. Spent 50 years working the land, physically active his entire life. But when he retired at 72, everything stopped. No more early mornings. No more physical work. William sat in his recliner, watched television, and told himself he had earned the rest. Within 4 years, William had gained 34 pounds. His energy was gone. He was breathless climbing stairs. His doctor told him his heart function had declined significantly. William's doctor explained something that surprised him. The heart needs regular movement to stay strong, just like any other muscle. When you stop moving, the heart muscle weakens. Blood circulation slows. The body begins storing fat around vital organs. Inflammation increases. For William, 50 years of physical work had protected his heart. 4 years of complete inactivity had begun to undo all of it. William's doctor recommended cardiac rehabilitation exercise, but William didn't want a program. He wanted to go back to what he knew. He started walking his property every morning, 30 minutes. Then he added light farm work, tending his small garden, stacking firewood, simple tasks that kept him moving throughout the day. No gym, no equipment, just consistent daily movement. Within 4 months, William had lost 18 pounds. His breathlessness on stairs had disappeared. Within 1 year, his heart function score had improved by 22%. His doctor called it remarkable. William told his son, "I thought retirement meant stopping. Turns out, stopping nearly killed me." James, Barbara, and William lived in different states, had different lives, different health challenges. But together, they discovered 3 things that every person over 70 needs to know about their heart. Number 1. What you eat directly affects your arteries. Ultra-processed food causes inflammation. Real whole food reverses it. This is not a diet. It is a decision. Number 2. Chronic stress is a cardiovascular emergency in slow motion. Your body cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a worried thought. 10 minutes of slow breathing every day is not relaxation. It is medicine. Number 3. Your heart is a muscle. It needs to be used. 30 minutes of daily movement is not optional after 70. It is maintenance. Without it, the most important muscle in your body quietly gets weaker every single day. These are not miracle cures. This is biology. This is what the research shows. And this is what James, Barbara, and William discovered, one step at a time. If you are over 70, or if someone you love is, please take this seriously. Heart disease does not announce itself. It builds quietly, over months, over years. But so does protection. Every healthy meal is a deposit. Every 10 minutes of breathing is a deposit. Every 30-minute walk is a deposit. Talk to your doctor. Ask them about your arterial health, your stress levels, your heart function. You deserve a complete picture, not just a prescription. James changed what he ate. Barbara learned to breathe. William started moving again. Small decisions, real science, real hearts still beating. If this video helped you or someone you love, share it today. It might be the most important thing they watch this week. And if you want more stories like James, Barbara, and William, subscribe to Healthy After 60. Every week, real science, real stories, real results. Take care of your heart. You have earned every beat.